All right, I think we're back. I think we still have some music. I don't know, but I think we're live. Are we live? Hey, we're
Awesome.
live. Welcome back. I am Colby. I am Code Dameron. I'm the Tone Bot Spy, and I'm here with Crispy, who did a lot better than me today, but we're having a great time. Crispy, how's your day been?
Oh, it's been pretty good, honestly. You know, a lot of a long day of Star Wars Unlimited gameplay, and now we're sitting down here for the top 8. And I will say that this venue has been amazing today. Honestly, like, did you know that they flew out 2 Worlds level judges for this Planetary Qualifier today?
No kidding. I mean, I've seen them wearing the green official Worlds Judge T-shirts.
They might have only flown 1. I think 1 is Canadian, but they have 2 Worlds level judges here that they're able to bring out here. I'm astounded. Like, that's above and beyond for what most PQs do. And I mean, in terms of organization and judges and any interactions, I mean, they've been stellar, honestly.
Oh yeah, this is Cool Stuff Inc. Games in Miami. Cool Stuff Inc. I've loved Cool Stuff Games my whole life. I've always gone to their stores and their events, and it's nice to have a official PQ here in Miami. I think the meta's been really interesting today. I love looking at the evolution of a meta, especially at the end of a rotation, at the end of really the inaugural format of this game. And you know, we've seen a lot of aggro lists, but now today everything's really shifted to those later game. I've seen a lot more control, a lot of soft and hard control, and only a few aggro decks. Do you have information on what decks are in the top cut? I know a couple.
Yes, I have the full list. I believe we have 2 Han 2 blue Force decks. We have a Han 2 ECL. We have a Sabe Tarkantown and a Sabe Yellow 30.
That's 2 Sabes in the top 8?
2 different Sabes. So we have 3 Hans, 3 Han 2s, 2 Sabes. We have a Krennic, Director Krennic ECL. That was
blue-green villain.
Blue-green villain. We have another flavor of blue-green villain, which is Gar Saxon ECL. And we have the classic Han 1 Audacious Smuggler with the Data Vault. So we saw a lot of control here today. There was a lot of Chancellor Palpatine. There's a lot of Emperor Palpatine. I think we had like a good handful, like maybe 3 or 4 Palp Yellows. Palp ones.
Mm-hmm. I think only one of them is red. Is Sabe Tarkatown the only? Oh no, Han.
No, we have all the Hantus.
We have all the Hantus. Okay. So I love how we have a good mix of colors, a good mix of top end and late game lists, and I love seeing that when strategies early on in the game. I'm talking about Sabine. I'm talking about like cunning as a card, things that we would complain about at the beginning of this game. How can you not change the game too much? There weren't that many bans throughout these 6 sets, and things that were oppressive, that felt unbeatable early on, now we are in a whole new world with just new cards. The meta's, there's no Sabine. I haven't seen a Sabine ever.
Yeah. I mean, I think what FFG has been doing is they've been pushing away from these extremes. We see a far less support for Sabines and for, super intense aggro, and a lot less support for the super hard control. We're seeing, we don't see any more effects type like Vigilance, where we're healing and we're milling. It's been pushing more towards a middle ground where the games are going longer, but you're all fighting for the board at the same time. That's why we see a lot of these decks that they play units that interact with other units. We've got ECL, we've got, looking at all these Han 2 blues that, they play Anakins, they play Lukes, they play Bo-Katans. It's all about playing units that interact with your opponent. And rather than just like sitting back and playing hard control and playing a million, counter spells or just removals, where you have Sabine who doesn't even want to interact with your opponent, you just want to go to base. We're seeing a lot more decks that are requiring you to engage with each other.
And I think that a big portion of this is the plot mechanic with this set.
Mm-hmm.
Historically throughout this game, a leader that costs 6 is 1 turn too late, and you have these 7s which are powerful enough to turn the corner, but the 6s really never had a home. Now with plot, we have some cards that plot for 6 like Cinta, but lots of 3-cost cards where you compare with another 3-cost card. It really gives let's wait another turn to flip my leader a lot more oomph, a lot more reason to do that. So we're seeing Gar Saxon. We're seeing Padme that flips on 6. We're seeing Cad Bane, which was already flipping on 6, but now feels that much more powerful when it has Sudden Ferocity or something. So here we are with Gar Saxon. not only does it have this very powerful ECL Vader play, but that's not its only trick. Gar Saxon was already doing a lot of cool things. It's already doing a little bit more of an aggressive tilt on the blue-green villain, but it has some plot. I don't know if there's plot in this list, but there are options now. And being on 6, the format's a little slower. Maybe Gar Saxon being on 6 comes out in more games than it would have a format or two ago.
Yep.
So, here we are, Gar Saxon, Matt Torres, and Aiden Peters playing Han 2 ECL. And I want to know, Crispy, what are the things that we're looking out for in this game? What are the key moments? What are the key interactions that we care about in this matchup?
So we're going to see a lot of big moments, a lot of momentum swings on these ECLs and when these players choose to ECL against one another. So let's take a look at Gar Saxon ECL. There's the one very obvious big target, and that is Darth Vader from Force.
The Force.
Twilight of the Apprentice. That's what I was thinking. But that's
Vader.
his.
The dramatic one flying in on the TIE Fighter.
Exactly. So with Han playing these units that are weakened with his ability, this Vader has a much easier opportunity removing units. He'll be able to kill something with his damage that he does himself and with his on attack granting a shield. So we're going to see a 2-for-1 there with the Gar Saxon. And over on Han 2, we're going to have two big targets. We have Poe and we have Wrecker, both of which are going to be used probably earlier on to clear the way and push a lot of damage and force Gar Saxon to respond. Now, Wrecker and Poe can be saved later to ECL into Gar Saxon to clear him out, because Gar Saxon is a very big leader, and being able to close out the game with his pumps and with his blasters and with his upgrades, I'm sure we'll see a lot of that here soon.
I think I really want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see if Han makes a choice to ECL early, ECL a small unit, maybe Karis, maybe the Sabine's TIE Fighter, to find the incremental value to go faster. And if Han will choose, if Han thinks it's viable in the right choice to make those faster plays, or if it's important for Poe to come in, guarantee that enhancement disruption, and somehow get rid of a key shield or maybe legal authority coming out of the Gar Saxon.
Yeah, I think there's we're going to see a lot of interesting first-turn plays here, because Han has a very strong opening play with Grogu being able to help clear and ping shields. But if Gar just isn't interested in that, Gar could be the aggressor here. If Han 2 plays a more passive opening, Gar with the pumps and with the closing speed of the leader could start working on base. And here we go. First action over to Han 2. We have cheated out a Grogu, and Gar Saxon will respond with a Director Krennic.
Interesting. Okay, so here we go. I want to see how important this Grogu is to actually pop these shields. I think that the Grogu is going to be a little bit less effective than normal because these shields don't give you a lot of you don't get the damage value.
Mm-hmm. And so here we see a very interesting play. We have Grogu spending only moving one damage over to Krennic to pop that shield, so that way he could guarantee leaving a damage out to ping again. But Director Krennic has other plans. He's using legal authority, and he's going to capture Grogu for having less power than him.
Interesting. And this red 5, again, coming down, excellent value, excellent offense, but Krennic losing a power with losing that shield, but then getting it back from the legal authority. Mm-hmm. Gar is always going to try to put in, some enhancement on these units. It's a ton of value, but really you don't have to prioritize it. You're still pushing a bunch of damage. So the
They're saying he's low, so he needs to be up a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
He needs to be up a little bit.
Check. Okay, bring me up. Yeah. Thank you, chat. Appreciate it. All right. So we see the legal authority come down, and I think this is a really cool card in Gar Saxon. It puts +1/+2 on a unit that lost its enhancement, and also brings your board ahead. Aiden had this Grogu with 5 health. Not a lot of ways to get through that and still pressure the base. Okay, so Han making a big choice here, taking out the unit, letting it heal the base, which had no damage on it, but really, Matt on Gar Saxon establishing themselves as the aggressor, really choosing that, yes, I'm going to be attacking you and you can try to deal with my board. I'm going to get further ahead faster and faster.
Yeah, so with Krennic being able to take Grogu and then using his discount to play another unit, he's really taking over this board, and now Hantu is going to have to fight back. And here we have an Iden Versio unit deployed to the ground, no longer being able to pilot. I'm pretty sure that Iden would be going on that Onyx Squadron Brute if Aiden had not taken it out with the red 5. So I think that's a heads-up play by Aiden. But now that Iden is swinging 5 to base with that Krennic buff. And now we're at a very important turn. This is the Han flip turn. We could see ourselves with an ECL Poe, but I think at this point we're just going to start working into Director Krennic.
And let's look at some of these plays. Aiden has to make low trades that aren't actually getting the kills. Obi-Wan is putting 3 damage on Krennic, taking 3 damage back and not getting the kill, hopefully getting the red 5 kill. But still, it's going to take 3 damage to base. Yeah, he'll get his Grogu back, but Krennic's done his job. And here's OB.
Ooh.
OB coming from, I don't know if it's going on the Krennic or on the Iden, but it doesn't matter. It's going to take out both of Aiden's units. This is the $5 turn. Oh, look, it's still this set 1 card is Overwhelming Barrage. It's still format defining. This card has defined this game since its inception. And it is just efficient damage, efficient pumps, and on a critical turn.
Absolutely. Now we have this Director Krennic at 5 power. So with a 5 from Krennic and a 5 from Iden, if that's all going to base, that's going to take him up to 16 damage on Aiden's base. I mean, that is really, really aggressive, and now we haven't even gotten to Gar Saxon's flip.
Right.
Really, really aggressive, being able to play these sticky units that hit the board and are able to survive and go to base. And really, this has all been enabled by that legal authority that was played on turn 2 by Matt. Being able to take Grogu out of the equation, which is one of Han's consistent ways to curb aggro by having that damage being pinged out and slowly whittling away at the board. Matt with a huge play early on, I think really gives him the momentum, and we're going to need to see something big from Aiden here in order to bring it back.
So an interesting piece of this is we're talking about what are the inflection points. We're looking at these ECLs, and neither player has used their ECL yet. We're really looking at, what is going to catapult one player into the lead. And here's Aiden with a great play, really welcoming that 15 damage, that going to 16, and now has a ready Guerrilla Attack Pod. Really, you wish that damage was on your opponent's base and not your own. But the Guerrilla Attack Pod does get to push 6 damage. So, is this enough? So, Aiden's gonna come in for another 5 damage at some point. Gar Saxon's gonna flip, and there's still been no ECL played. What is Aiden's plan? Crispy, what line do you see for Aiden to not lose this game?
I mean, Aiden's going to have a big ECL here. He's going to need something to hold Gar Saxon hostage. And
well, wait. Matt's ECLing first. Instead of taking the damage that he has ready on his board with Aiden, he is choosing to ECL with this Vader. It gets a hit. It gets a shield. It takes out everything. It takes out the 2 most important units and also leaves Aiden with no damage on board, meaning that Grogu has to swing into Aiden to take the shield and hits himself for 5.
Oh, poor Grogu, man.
Poor Grogu.
And we're going to see 4 damage to base from the Aiden, bringing Aiden up to 20 damage on his base. Now, he still has 6 open resources and an energy conversion lab, but does he have enough here to deal with?
I want to talk about a really cool play here, because this was really heads up by Aiden.
Yep.
Aiden is taking the shield off of Aiden to only go to 20. Matt doesn't have any resources left. Gar can't hit for 6. Gar can't hit for 5 damage. So taking that shield away with Grogu means that he can Wrecker. He is getting Aiden with the Wrecker, and is getting Vader with the attack, leaving Wrecker at 1 health. Now, if Gar comes out and hits Aiden's base, Aiden can claim, here it comes, and then Wrecker threatens the Gar. Aiden has found a very, very narrow, very, very heads-up line, knowing exactly what Matt has available, because Matt ECL'd first. Aiden has a very narrow line to potentially stabilize, but it's very, very narrow.
Because after Gar goes to base, we're going to have 24 damage on Aiden's base to 7 on Matt's, and that is going to be a very big difference with a very open board after this turn.
What's interesting, though, is Matt's deck doesn't have any instant damage. There's no... He has to have a unit that sticks around for a turn and can swing later. But Aiden... but the way that Matt does that is having shields. There's shields all over this list.
Matt loves to have units that are sticky. You've got Director Krennic, you've got the Secret Sage, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have a Lom Pike or two.
We have Axe Wolves, we have Lom Pike, we have Secret Sage, we have and then we have Space Units. The Shuttle.
Shuttle ST-149, or you could just play Vader, right? You need to just play any shielded unit that is going to... Ooh!
So in my head, Aiden needed...
Oh, look at this!
In my head, it was really important for Aiden to attack with this Wrecker and trade it for the Gar Saxon. But instead, Aiden goes, no. I'm ECLing Poe on 6 because I lost the money to Wrecker. I'm going to ECL Poe and get an extra damage through using the pitch. This way, I can Grogu, actually heal my Wrecker, get your units off the board, and maybe not die. But what's going to happen when Matt plays 2 units? Oh, never mind. Oh, that's a huge play. That's wild.
Well, look at this. That is all of Matt's resources. And I think Aiden's just going to claim here and find an answer to that Director Krennic. But I think he needed to deploy 2 threats here. Maybe a threat that Poe couldn't reach.
Yeah, if Matt had just played 2 units, I think it's possible that Aiden would have been just fine. Or, I'm sorry, that Matt would have been just fine. Aiden can't take out 2 units after expending his ECL and a Timely Intervention. Nice to see Timely Intervention as a 1x. Coming out in this game. So, yep, there he goes.
Look at this. The Poe is going to base and pitching 2 cards to defeat the Craving Power and then do 2 damage. Really putting the momentum back in Aiden's favor. It doesn't take up his Poe. It doesn't kill his Poe. But he does get 6 damage in the base, and that takes Matt's base up to 13 damage.
And 12. But, Aiden is still... You know what I want to see from Aiden? I want to see a...
we have a Wrecker.
Okay. I want to see a Sentinel from Aiden. I really want to see... It can't be Obi-Wan. It really should be like Typho or something. Is there something in this list? I don't think there's any Sentinels in this list other than Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. So, really, he has been finding the very, very, very narrow lines. And here comes Matt. The same play as last turn.
I think Matt's starved on units right now. He's just got a whole bunch of events.
Interesting.
That's why he wasn't able to play 2 units on the previous turn.
So, Aiden finds the line where Grogu could kill Axe Woes because he loses a lot of power when he loses that shield. Mm-hmm. He's now at 2-2. Grogu can take him out. So Matt does find, hey, I'm going to OB into your board. So this was the narrow line that Aiden needed to find, where Matt can't stick a unit that can get some damage, just any amount of damage.
I mean, Aiden has done a very, very good job here controlling the board, making sure that Matt does not have any way to bring a unit to base. He's using his timelies, he's using his energy conversion lab, he's using his Poe pitches correctly, he's using Wrecker, he's got growth. I mean, this Han 2, you'd think that this is a control deck with how much interaction this Han 2 ECL can do at stopping Gar from playing any units.
It's so narrow, it's so tough, because I want to go back to that Aiden play, right? That heads up, Grogu hits Aiden, doesn't die, takes the shield, and takes me down to Gar Saxon can't kill me with 1 damage. That was a huge heads up play.
With the overwhelm from a Wrecker, that takes Matt's base to 18 damage. Mm-hmm. Wrecker is lethal.
And how is Matt going to deal with this Wrecker? Aiden has all 6 of his resources, only 1 card in hand. Poe has really been taxing his hand. I don't know, there's some Cassians downstairs, potentially. They are on the list. There's also... I
think Aiden claimed here.
I think Aiden claimed here. I don't know if Aiden... so Aiden claims.
What a game.
Matt doesn't have the answer. Matt has some slower threats, doesn't actually have the answer. And Aiden takes game 1 with 24 damage on base for like 4 or 5 turns. Double wrecker, his 1x timely. Crazy.
I think that was excellent board management by Aiden here. Understanding immediately on, hey, I have to be the control. This Krennic takes my Grogu. He uses his discount to play another unit. He's going to be putting up a lot of damage to this Gar-Saxon, and I need to work on controlling the board. Normally, I'm the aggro deck in a lot of matchups, but I'm going to use my weapons. I'm going to use what I can to stop Matt from winning, because he knows that Aiden knows that he's got better top end. Like, when we're looking at what Matt's deck has in terms of late game play, you've got your Vaders, you've got your Long Pikes, but those aren't going to compete with the Wreckers and the Poes. These Vaders are only going to get a lot of value if they are ambushed through Energy Conversion Lab or Timely Intervention. But Aiden being able to play Wrecker whenever and kill when he needs and have this board control, really great navigation from Aiden here.
I think a tool that we didn't see that I really want to look out for is Emergency Powers.
Yep.
I think this is a card, well, certainly with the Axe Wolves, you can get some really cheap scams. And this Han deck doesn't have a lot of kill-based removal. It is all health-based. How can I deal with your health? So I'm looking at the sideboards from this game. From Gar-Saxon, we have Maul, Confiscate, and Fell the Dragon that can come in. I can see this Maul coming in. I can see this Fell the Dragon coming in. This is open deck list to the players as well. But the Han ECL deck has no top end past Wrecker. There is no creature. Oh, and Calrin. There's only one Calrin, but there's 3 Wreckers. So maybe do you bring in the Fell the Dragons as the Gar-Saxon player this game? I think maybe not. Doesn't push damage.
It doesn't push damage. It feels bad. Like, it feels like if you're playing the Fell, you're in a bad position. Because realistically, what the Gar wants to do is just push a whole bunch of damage, gain control of the board early, and then finish with the Gar-Saxon flip. If you're having to play Fell the Dragon, you aren't advancing the board state. You're not advancing damage on your opponent's board. You're not advancing your own board state. You are furthering the game along, rather than trying to bring it to a close. And I think in a longer game, Aiden has the advantage with these Cassians, with these Wreckers and Poes, getting more value.
Do you think the Mauls come in? I think the Mauls come in.
I would agree. I think that Matt knows that he needs to be able to burn Aiden out, because these Mauls, they are damage to base from hand if you have something that you are able to ambush through. So I would definitely think that these Mauls are coming in.
And then from the Han list, after the way that Aiden played that match, these Typhos, there's 2 Typhos on the side and 3 Sundari Peacekeepers. All of those have got to be coming in. Maybe even the Gorilla Attack Pod. Right? I don't think the Chams need to come in. I think the Chams can leave potentially for the Sundaris. I don't know about the Crucible. I don't understand 1Xs, and this card is tricky. But there's a couple of cards in Aiden's list that it feels like, what I want to get at is I think that Aiden's deck improves more based on the strategy he wants to play than Matt does after sideboarding. I don't think there's any silver bullets, and I think that Aiden gets better tools with Typho and Sundari than Matt does.
Yeah, although I think Matt's strongest line that Aiden needs to find an answer to is Axe Woves and Emergency Powers.
Yeah.
I played Axe with Emergency Powers today for the PQ. I scammed many a game with him.
Because he gets a +1/+1 for every experience, because that's what an experience token is.
Correct.
And he gets +1/+1 for his own ability, and he gets 1 for Gar-Saxon. So it is just a ton of value, and if Matt sees and understands that this is a line, there is the Outer Rim Constable that the Han player is playing 2 of. But okay,
yep.
So we're in game 2, and Matt goes to space. This is not something that we saw a lot of in game 1.
So what Gar-Saxon has here is with the Iden Pilot. We saw the Iden Pilot on the ground in game 1, but realistically what Gar wants to do is put that Iden Pilot on the Onyx Squadron Brood to swing for 6. Now, let's see if Aiden has the direct counter, which is Blue Leader. Being able to kill Onyx Squadron Brood and survive, and essentially breaking up the play.
Also, we see Matt swinging with an unenhanced unit. Ooh, there it is.
There it is. So, Gar did not have, Matt did not have the item play for this turn, but now Blue Leader slams the door from Matt finding that on a future turn.
I want to know, place your bets, Crispy. Does this Blue Leader die before the end of the game? Does it sit on the board for the rest of the game? I think it does.
Oh, I think that does. I think that there's a world where maybe we see an ST-149.
I think that legal authority is the only way that blue leader ever leads the board.
I mean, blue leader might be needed to swing into something.
I don't think Matt's going to play a space unit. I think that blue leader is going to get 3 damage every turn.
And here we go. Aiden now with a little bit of an advantage on the board. 2 units to Matt's 1. He's starting to push the damage.
It's huge. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that this one little, there's an advantage that Aiden found, hitting a unit and not losing his unit. It is perfect parity, and now he is ahead, and that is the edge that you need in this game to be the aggressor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the legal authority last round, right? Now Matt has to do a lot of board maintenance, and Matt chooses, hey, I'm going to base. I have a shielded unit. It's got 4 power. That's a 4/3 for 3. Maybe I might play Aiden next turn. And, I think that the Onyx Squadron Brute is not a misstep. It's just not the card for the matchup.
Mm-hmm. See, Onyx Squadron Brute is something that you want to pair with Director Krennic on 3 resources. So that way you're able to play a unit into the ground arena, and with the Krennic discount, you're able to split. Oh, we have
an early timely
Director Krennic to ambush. He gets buffed by Gar with his shield, does 3 damage into that Obi-Wan.
I realized it might be the case that some of these ships died on OB, but that might be how they go. But we see Han playing the heroic Arc 170 to deal 2 damage to that Krennic, but Krennic did his job.
Mm-hmm.
Krennic, again, Matt now on the back foot has to play a little bit of defense, but he has 5 resources.
See,
and OB would clear this board.
See, Krennic did his job, but he didn't stick around, and there it is. We're going to see that overwhelming barrage clearing out. And now, that is a 6-power unit. That is able to take out a Poe if it flips, if Aiden plays it.
Han can't flip. Han
Yep.
can't flip. Okay, now I can flip. Now Han can flip.
Now we're going to see a Obi-Wan Kenobi cheated out with this Han. That's going to eat the shield and the big swing from
huge.
the Outer Rim Outlaws.
That's a big deal. No, he took the shield. He doesn't take any damage. But now, do you hit this with Han? Because it's only a 5-power unit now. He lost a shield.
Oh, Aiden has decided he's the aggressor now. He is going 6 to base. Han has a General's Blade, and he's saying, hey, listen, I know what you've got in your deck. You've got Power of the Dark Side, and you've got
Darth Vader.
You have Darth Vader. I'm calling you to play your Darth Vader right now.
I don't care. I don't like this play. Yeah, I don't like this play.
Oh, there's a Power of the Dark Side. That's going to defeat that big Han leader, and now you're going to see a Queen Amidala. Man, you really wish that you could have, Aiden could have played that before the General's Blade. Before the Power of the Dark Side.
Maybe the 3 damage is worth it. Maybe it's just 3 damage haste, 3 damage today instead of no damage tomorrow. When else is that General Blade going to get damage? Maybe. It got the damage in when it was relevant. He used all of his resources. Maybe it was. I think it's a fine play.
Yep. And now with the Queen Amidala following that up, filling up the board, Han isn't playing any of his big ECL threats. He doesn't have. He hasn't showed his hand on a Poe or a Wrecker yet.
This is interesting. So Matt is not going to base. Matt has attacked one of the spies because they're just so nice to hit. Mm-hmm. Right? They're so free.
They're just free. And it looks like we're going to use ECL, so Gar Saxon is going to clear out the spy token, and he's going to ECL Secret Sage. And now, this is definitely a big momentum swing here for Matt. Matt has now filled up the board and is asking Aiden, I want you to use your energy conversion lab to answer what I have.
This looks good for Matt, but I feel like it's going to look just fine for Aiden in a second. None of these units have shields. None of these units have the +1 from the leader. I think that what we're going to see, I think what Matt needs is Craving Power or Legal Authority. Once Aiden finds this, he's going to find some efficient play, some sort of ECL for Wrecker or some sort of play here that takes out multiple units and really makes this board look a lot more even, especially when you consider that there's more damage on Matt's base.
So an ECL Poe here can kill Gar Saxon, an ECL Wrecker can kill Gar Saxon and another unit. And we're not going to see either of those. We're going to see a Sabine's masterpiece.
It's so suspicious. Why did he cheat it in? What's it doing here? Right? Why is he cheating in for one less resource? It's so suspicious.
You got 5 resources open. That could be a blue leader coming down to the ground.
I want
That'd
to
be a
say like
Cassian.
Crucible.
Crucible costs
No, it costs
6.
6. Can't do it.
We are going to see a blue leader come down to the ground. Now, I'm surprised he didn't try to blue leader early, just in case that Outer Rim Outlaw went to base instead of the Secret Sage. And now we are seeing 5. Oh, that is going to be an overwhelming barrage from Gar Saxon, and that is going to clean up Han's fragile board.
Interesting. So, okay, if you're Aiden, I think so. A Wrecker still lines up very, very nicely into this board. If he finds it, if he draws it, he can ambush into the Gar Saxon to clear it. He can either hit the Gar Saxon with the Wrecker ability to get 5 damage to base, or he can go through. He can use that on the Secret Sage, or he can just not. I think, ECL Wrecker is always going to look good when you're at this stage of the game, but is it enough? How did Matt bring this back so even? Is it just because Aiden had okay answers instead of the best answers?
I think the overwhelming barrage on. I think realistically, Matt won on Aiden, or I wouldn't say won necessarily, but like Matt slowed down Aiden's flip turn, where with the overwhelming barrage being able to clear out all of the space threats.
Matt played 2 OBs.
Matt has played 2 OBs.
Okay, Matt's played 2 OBs. I see. And that's one of the things with these Han 2 lists. They are very consistent. The goal with the Han 2 list is always to play a better card than your opponent on every turn. And that's just because you're playing a unit that has, better stats because you're cheating them in turn early. And there aren't as many big flashy plays, whereas these dark side decks have Power of the Dark Side, have Overwhelming Barrage. If they have the board state controlled in such a way to make those work, they're always going to look like those are game-winning plays. And when they're not good enough and they don't clear the board, they don't win you the game, they don't look as good. So we have a huge Gungi for 2. Huge Gungi.
I mean, if you're
Not
Matt,
that
you are really excited to see that Gungi hit the board. I mean, Aiden really needs to find an answer. Oh, we're going to see a delayed ECL Poe.
Interesting. Why would he not do that first action?
I think that he's trying to bait out maybe an upgrade.
You think?
Because Poe would be able to kill Gar one way or the other with the 6 damage from himself and 2 damage from his on attack. But if Matt played... Oh, this is going to be the 3rd overwhelming barrage.
This one's not as bad, but it's still rough.
It's going to clear out the Poe, and it's going to leave Gungi on 2. Aiden, this feels like a good spot, because now that Gungi has enough health to clear the Secret Stage and survive.
Never mind.
Never mind. We are going to see a whole 1 XP.
No, that's huge. That 1 XP takes it out of range of dying. It takes it... kills the Gunki back now, and it gets the enhancement boost. That's a huge deal. And also, look at Aiden. Delaying the Poe meant that the OB didn't hit the base. Didn't go to base. The extra damage from the OB didn't go to base. Interesting. So, what's Aiden going to do? Aiden has to go to base with this Gunki, or else it's just... honestly, what is Matt even going to do? Matt's not going to hit this Gunki.
No,
he wouldn't.
Not. I mean... We've seen the ECL out of Aiden now. This Secret Sage is now winning this race. And that's going to be... It should be 4. From the Gar Saxon buff.
Was that... Yeah, not 3?
I think they're figuring it out.
Yeah, okay, they got it. So, okay. What's the play? Cassian comes in.
See, now
Chris, is this good enough?
Well, this Cassian at least is able to deal with the Secret Sage threat that is on the board, but if Matt finds a way to deploy another threat here, we're going to see a timely intervention from the row.
So
that's a lot of resources. Is this the dagger? That is going to be a timely Vader.
This is awful. This is so bad for Aiden, because Vader's going to get both units. Again, this is the 3rd or 4th time Matt has used 1 card or made 1 action and taken out 2 units. And I think that's why Matt's winning this round right now, is that he has made multiple plays to deal with Aiden's advantage. Last game we saw Aiden really growing his board. And Aiden had this control the board, brought the game back into his favor, and we will see Aiden scoop it up. We are going to a game 3. We are now 1-1. But last game, Aiden had this big board, really put the game back into his favor, and was able to use that to win the game on a very, very narrow margin. And here, Matt played cards that killed both of Aiden's units like at least 3 or 4 times this game. Right? Because there's Vader, there's OB, and Aiden had space units, and Matt had the tools, even though he didn't have a huge space presence, had the tools to take out Aiden's threats across lanes. Very big deal.
Yeah, Overwhelming Barrage really, really showing its strength to win, help win the game off of any unit. We saw Overwhelming Barrage off Outer Rim Outlaws. We saw it off of Gar Saxon. We saw it off the Secret Sage. Just being able to do a little bit more and clean out those units, especially in both lanes.
Yeah, Gar's +1 bonus applying to that damage coming from OB is a really big deal. And it's always been big, but I think the thing that really gave Gar Saxon its hugest boost was having this Vader and having more than just... Gar Saxon yellow decks are cool, but I was talking to Matt earlier, the Gar Saxon yellow decks end up being a little bit linear, and you don't have as many of those 2-for-1 plays. You don't have as much of that efficiency that this green one does. And when we talk about blue-green villain decks, we're really talking about, normally talking about villain decks, Kira, Palpatine, even the Krennic list that we're seeing. But you see this ECL version, this is not a control list. It's just an aggro list. It is a list that has lots of numbers, lots of stats, and all the tools to keep control of the board and win the game while still pushing damage.
Yeah, all of these early Krennic units are getting that buff. Everything is shielded or able to, be upgraded very quickly. And so Gar is just putting up a lot of passive damage. And then you have the big haymaker in Gar Saxon himself. He is inevitable. He is going to...
Yeah, he is.
He'll be deploying on 6, and he's going to be trying to finish the game himself. You can have answers to a lot of these early units. You can have the pings. You can have, like we saw, earlier in this game, where Aiden was able to get control of the board early with these pings, with the heroic arc being able to take out Krennic. But you can't win on pings alone. You need that big... you need an answer to a large threat in Gar Saxon, and Aiden did not have an answer to Gar Saxon on time.
There were windows for Aiden to have the Wrecker and stabilize, and just sometimes you don't have it. And that's, if the good players draw the right cards, right? You make the cards into the right cards. And what I wanted to note is that we didn't see any sideboard options from either list in that game.
I was going to mention that. We haven't seen anything that could be brought in. We mentioned the Mauls being brought in from...
I want to see the Typhos. I want to see the Typhos.
I personally don't think that the Typhos are going to be as useful here. Yeah, maybe you bring them in instead of some space units, and you kind of try to contend on the ground, but I think the Hantu ECL can just race in space. I think if they get...
Not with the OBs, apparently. And one of the things that helps the Han 2 list is that your space units can take out your opponent's ground units. You have Red 5, you have the Sabine's Tie, and you have the Heroic Arc all being able to reach across the lane and deal damage. I'm not really counting the Blue Leader. That's a ground unit when it's a ground unit. But these space units all reach into the ground lane, but without a board, the Red 5 and the Sabine's Masterpiece can't actually deal damage to these shielded units. So it's really just... the shields on the Gar Saxon deck make all these units... I don't like the word sticky. I don't like... I get that they stick on the board. It's more that they're durable or insulated, that they're really preventing a key mechanic that the Han 2 deck relies on, right? Instead of getting damage onto your units, getting Grogu, you're wasting all this on shields, and it ends up just not working out for you.
It takes Han a turn behind being able from getting the removal that he needs, from getting the ping that he needs, and we're going to see him try again with a Grogu.
I've seen this one. So in game 1, this is the pattern we had. Grogu did 1 damage to the Krennic, and then he got eaten by a legal authority. And then Aiden won that game. If I'm Matt, I think I still make that play if it's there. So Aiden's running the same line. And then Aiden, I think he played... what was Aiden's follow-up? Was it the Red 5?
It was a Red 5.
Yeah. So Matt, not snapping off a legal authority. Do you think that Matt... I would take Krennic to base. if you don't have the legal authority. See what Aiden plays.
I agree, because you know that Aiden loves his heroic arcs. This heroic arc could take out Krennic if you are not careful.
You know what I want to see? I want to see Axe Wolves come down this turn, and I want to see Emergency Powers next turn.
That might be what Matt is doing.
Okay.
We are going to see a...
Aiden goes wide.
Oh, that is a Poe Dameron that is being cheated out by Han Solo, and that is keeping the Han Solo unit on the ground. It creates the X-Wing token.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go with the strats. So, this Axe Wolves, I think this telegraphs, hey, I'm about to play Emergency Powers for, what, +3 experience, which is +6 stats or something?
So,
Comes
yes.
an 8/8 or like a 9/8?
So if he plays Emergency Powers here and gives 3 XP over to Axe, it will make him effectively into a 9/8. He'll be a 10/9 if the shield is still on there.
Oh, right, because the shield's giving him
The
stats
shield
too.
is an upgrade.
So Grogu's going to take that shield, but also, I think this is, when I was talking about early ECL plays, this is one of them. Okay, so here's Grogu taking that shield. Hey, Axe Wolves, I'm coming in.
It's time.
Nope, it's time. So this Axe Wolves is now a 9/8. Wow. So he's getting +1 from each of the tokens and +1 more from each of his stats, or from his words. And now, this Axe Wolves is really threatening to end the game in like 2 turns.
Yep.
And this is one of the things that I look for in a list is, do I have a way to cheese a victory? Can I just like steal a victory that shouldn't ever exist? This is one of them. Having a unit that is way too big, way too early, against a list that's not set up for it.
Now, I think that the Aiden may be preparing a counter here. He swung the Poe in. The blue leader's going to do the last 5 damage.
Wow.
And just like that, Aiden has answered the major threat in
That's
the
crazy.
Axe Wolves.
That's crazy.
And that's because he set that up by splitting the Poe. He left the Poe pilot on the ground.
No, he also split the Grogu. Right, he split the Grogu. Well, I guess it would have worked out. But still, that's wild. And you know, Aiden's still more than halfway dead after this play, but has a board, I guess. Oh, it's terrifying. But you know what I like? Aiden didn't have to use his ECL. I thought the answer would have to come from an ECL, but it didn't.
And now Aiden still has his ECL available for Matt's flip turn. And right now, Matt does not have a lot of presence on board. He's just got this Krennic.
What are you talking about? He's got OB. He has Krennic. He's got a...
But what's he gonna kill? The token?
It doesn't matter.
He can't even kill Grogu, man.
Oh man, I think Grogu's putting a lot of work here. But so it is Matt's initiative, and we've seen Matt in this position before. Oh look, I told you. But
oh man.
So he is. The question is, do you assign any damage to Grogu?
I wouldn't. I don't think you do, because now you're gonna put the 2 damage back onto Krennic, and Krennic is going to be defeated at the end of the phase. I think that you just put all 6 damage on that X-Men.
I think this is fine.
Blast it to oblivion.
I see the idea. You can over assign OB damage?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
It's not like indirect. But I think because now that was all of Matt's resources. We're going to see a full Han flip turn here, unimpeded. Aiden can play whatever he wants.
I think this is fine.
Well, he's at 17 damage. He has to have an answer for the Gar Saxon, and we're going to see a Queen Amidala, and I think that is exactly what Aiden needs right now. He needs to be able to push damage to base, and playing 9 power.
So there's 12 power, 13 power with Grogu on the board, on Aiden's board, and Matt's sitting on an empty board. But, okay, in a vacuum, you flip Gar, and you hit base twice, you win the game. But that's not how simple it is, right? Really, we're always looking at the Wrecker coming down, or the Poe with the ECL, to kill your leader.
Well,
I think that Matt's first action needs to be flip leader and make Aiden answer it right away.
See, I wouldn't be surprised if we see
Vader? You're
Yep.
seeing. Okay. Vader takes out probably Token and Amidala with the shield.
No, so he puts the shield on Queen Amidala and defeats it, and because Gar he puts the shield on Darth Vader and Queen Amidala, he then swings for 6 into Han because of the
Gar buff.
Gar buff, and
Okay.
uses the on attack to defeat Queen Amidala.
Yeah.
And that leaves your Vader undamaged. Grogu's got nothing to ping with.
What an interesting card. What an interesting card this Vader is. And now Aiden's board doesn't look so hot. There's the Typho.
There's a Typho.
I've been waiting for that guy. here's the Sentinel that blocks Gar very efficiently. It is going to heal your base just a little bit. And I think that this is the sort of answer that Aiden needs to. It's going to eat Matt's whole turn. I think Matt just passed because I think he said, I'm not going to attack Gar into that thing. Why would I do that?
It looks like Grogu swung into Darth Vader. Look at this. He's setting up 1 damage on Vader because now a Wrecker is going to be able to remove them both.
Wrecker gets both, and then they can't hit through Typho. And then there's damage on Grogu for Grogu stuff. Wow, Aiden is.
I think that's a great setup from Aiden.
This is the second pro Grogu swing that I didn't see. I didn't see that play. And we've been talking. The Wrecker is always in your hand when you're looking at your opponent. You know that they've got the answer. Right? They've got the Wrecker. Ooh, okay.
We've got another overwhelming barrage that does 7 damage. So it's going to defeat Typho
and the spy.
And a spy token. And we're going to see another Sentinel out of Aiden.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. Delay the turn of the OB because now with that OB power, the numbers don't line up nearly as well. And you're not losing the game anymore. You're not in lethal range. But man, it's just not as nice when you're not killing both units. So here's Karis. So he is prioritizing taking out this Vader. We see the Outer Rim Constable. I think this is a very interesting show. There's not a ton of big enhancement in the Gar Saxon list. It's really just a lot of shields and a couple experience tokens. Maybe the Craving Power, but saying, hey, I have an answer. And the question here is, how is Gar Saxon leaving the table?
So Aiden just used Grogu to put 2 damage on Gar. I think we're going to see both spies go into Gar Saxon.
Not enough.
He just revealed that he had a heroic arc in his hand, and that is going to do the final 2 damage to Gar Saxon.
Man, so Aiden's got to sack his whole board, and then heroic arc comes in for 4. Doesn't have to damage himself because he does have the damage Grogu, and Gar goes away. So we're back in the same state as we had in Game 1, where Aiden is hanging on by a little bit, but has a little bit of a board, and Matt has no units. So in Game 1, Matt wasn't able to stick 2 units and finish the game.
See, here's the thing. I think we're in a very different position. Aiden has not used his energy conversion line.
Oh, you're right. That's a huge deal.
That is a massive deal. If Gar tries to flood the board, he could be punished by an ECL Wrecker, an ECL Poe.
ECL Poe is the one that I'm looking at, because Poe can ping a shield and discard to get a shield and hit a unit. Really, this is all going back to what we saw in Game 2 of how many 2-for-1 plays, how many 1 action to board effects, two threats can you handle in minimal actions. And Aiden having the ECL still available doesn't mean he has to have them all, but he can threaten them all. Yeah, the heroic arc, very interesting. And also, Karis, look at Karis being a champion, doing 5 damage to the units on this board. Now, I do wonder, I don't think there was a window for Aiden to have turned the corner and just attacked the base because he's so close to dead. But if Aiden had been playing a slightly different way, or if the Obi-Wan and the Typho both really absorbing a lot of damage to his board and making everything work out. Like those units being Sentinels really did a ton of work in this game, even though they didn't get to swing. And the Typho didn't even get attacked. But we did see him. He came in.
He ate an OB, which could have been used to wipe a lot of spy tokens from Aiden. I mean, man, I guess you were right that this Typho and these Obi-Wans, these Sentinels, the longer that the game goes, Aiden's going to have these weapons. As long as he's able to keep the board, keep control of...
Hold on, we got a problem. This Grogu with damage might be a problem. Aiden, I don't know how much he's aware of the Maul, but you have to always be thinking about it for sure.
Oh.
A Maul could end this game prematurely. Now, I think Matt has initiative, and if he had the Maul, he would have snapped it off and won the game.
No, because... Oh, no, that is 3 health. Oh.
Yeah.
A Maul does win the game.
This is one of those things where, like, oh, man, I forgot about that out. I forgot about, oh, you had a bishop in the corner. Oh, man, I forgot about it.
Yep.
Aiden has been living on the edge this whole game.
We're going to see a power of the dark side.
You know what I want to see. You know what I want. It's got 4 power. My God.
Yeah,
So Matt here is playing this first and saying, I'm going to play threats somewhere, but I'm not telling you where. Which one are you going to deal with? And Aiden... prioritizing the Grogu on the board, that's such a weird play, but
Okay.
And he goes 1 to base with Grogu.
It's a waiting action.
Oh, we're going to see Energy Conversion Lab.
Poe. There's ECL
That's
Poe.
Poe.
Pitch for the enhancement. Get the swing into the guy. Okay. So this is Aiden doing 2 things, taking out a shield and a unit in 1 attack. And Matt only had 1 resource after this, so Matt just didn't have a great set of cards here.
Mm-hmm.
This might be back to the thing that we saw in Game 1, where Matt can't stick 2 units at a time.
Yep. And now with a Poe and a Grogu, that is a lot of pings and a lot of damage that is spread around on Matt's board. In addition, Aiden could just go to base a couple times with this Poe, and that would be the game.
Here's Timely. So Matt's best answers to this Poe are Timely Intervention. Right? That is really the best answer that we have floating around in this game. So we have Timely. It is smuggled in. No, it's from hand?
No, it looks smuggled.
Okay. Yeah, that's 2. Okay, 2 tapped from hand. 6 resources. What is flying in? 2 resources. Just a Krennic. Gotta get that Poe out of here. That Poe represents way too much damage. Krennic has done his job, but these are key tools that Matt has that he's not progressing his win condition.
Mm-hmm.
He's just holding on. Right, and now here's the win condition. Show me a unit. Show me Krennic. Okay, we have a space unit. We have Inferno 4. I love this.
I think that this is great. I think if you're able to find something here, really, Aiden has to be able to answer this, because if you find an upgrade here, you find Aiden, you find emergency powers, this Inferno 4 is going to be lethal.
Yeah, so this Inferno 4 really doesn't look that scary. This will... Oh, actually, no. 2 hits and it does get a kill. But it is emergency powers. It's also the shuttle. The shuttle can come in, give it move a shield over. It's only 1 damage. That's not enough. The Hotshot Blaster is lurking for 5. This is a completely off faction 2 Hotshot Blaster that is coming in for... Okay.
Oh, we're going to see
Emergency powers for 1.
Once again, we are seeing Matt. It's use it while you got it. You're not looking for the biggest impact. You're not looking for the
pretty
most,
big impact.
I say, let me rephrase. You're not looking for the most.
And that's it.
And look at that. The emergency powers for 1 additional XP on Inferno 4, using that Krennic buff to get the Inferno 4 to 4 power.
Mm-hmm. And notice, he had the Aiden in hand. He could have played Aiden on the ground, but then Aiden could have handled it a lot more easily. Maul is floating in here somewhere. So Maul did come in from the side. Oh, good game. And honestly, really exciting. You gotta love seeing a Gar Saxon with new technology, using emergency powers with the Axe Woes, using Darth Vader. Is this have cards from like every set? OB, Timely. What's set 3 in here? Is the Onyx Quadrant Brute? That's set 4, right? Legal Authority. That's Capture. That's set 2. Aiden, set 4. Lom Pike.
What set is Outer Rim Outlaws?
Sure. There's your Twilight card. No, it's still jump. That's still jump to light speed.
That's
okay.
still jump.
Anyway, 4, 5, 6. Gar Saxon really coming together with all of these tools to find a really cool victory over a very popular deck.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many cool lines that this Gar Saxon can take. Like, you've got the big threat of these ECLs, but then you also have the quick threat of I have Axe into emergency powers. You can attack from so many different angles, and I mean I think that was just an amazing match to watch. I mean, Aiden had an incredible comeback in Game 1, and Matt being able to come back from that and win Games 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think that was a very, very dynamic match, and really top-level players having the answers and using the tools that they had available to find what outs they can get to. And this was only top 8. This is a very, very powerful field of very good players, and we still have one other match going. So, what do we got going on?
So we have 3 games of the
Welcome to the top 4 of Cool Stuff Miami, the Planetary Qualifier for Secrets of Power. I'm Sean with 2 to Base.
I'm Ryan with 2 to Base, back again.
So we just had Ryan in the top 8 against Nerdle here on Han 2 Blue. So now we get to see Nevin and Andrew. So it's almost a Han mirror. We have 2 different bases, so kind of 2 different approaches for what they want to be doing.
Yep. So we got one force and one just plain blue.
Correct. Yeah. So Andrew is on the force base, and Nevin is just using Rick's Road,
Yes.
a normal 30 HP base, which I love the art on that card. It's very cool. They're reviewing their deck list now. And what do you think, Ryan? Do you think going force is going to give Andrew the edge there?
I'm trying to think what the force one is going to have different. So I don't think actually that I've played anyone playing on blue force this set. So the last time I played it was in set 5.
Yeah, so he's got Andrew's got access to Kiadi. He's got access to Mace.
Okay, so he's going to draw a lot more cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I think that could give him an edge just to have more choices, because that's definitely
I know from my own testing.
definitely the thing in playing into Han 2 is you need to have the answers for what's coming down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Mace can definitely give you an advantage, so it'll be interesting to see that in play here in the top 4. Oh, we got 2 showcases, so
And it's difference that I think I actually missed in my head is that Itinerant Warrior in a non-force deck does not actually heal. So
this is true. It is nice to get a 4/4 shielded, but yeah, restoring that 3 health, that's also pretty handy. So it looks like they're
yeah, still going through the deck list.
still looking over the deck list.
I think probably like another minute that they've got or so. Nope. Looks like they got told they're out of time for deck list.
Okay. Yeah, I think no matter who wins, this is definitely going to be a great match.
Yes.
Seeing units getting cheated out, and who can out tempo the other.
I'll say Blue Force doesn't add any large units on the top end, does it? I don't think it does.
No, I think it's more the mid-range
Yeah, it's
area
the-
that they're. I think like Mace is probably your top end, but elsewise, they both want to play those Luke units. They both want to play Crate. That's not unique to the base.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're both got Crate and Bo-Katan hiding up there.
Bo-Katan, yep.
The top.
It's nice to have some more top end for blue heroism, other than just Luke or Redemption.
That's something I'm curious to see. I want to see if the Force deck includes Captain Rex.
Yeah. In the last game, Nevin was pretty good at using Rex. Did he side that in, or was that main board?
Nope, that is main board, and
Okay.
it is very frustrating when it comes down.
Right. So, yeah, very likely we'll see some Rex action going on here and settling stuff that is going to be inconvenient for Andrew.
Especially when it comes down on 5 resources.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah, that forced me to trade my leader into it
Yeah, there's
in the last game on that we played in game 3.
yeah, Rex is definitely a house. I think we're going to see a lot more of him with the rotation happening in March. All right, so looks like Andrew's going to be on the initiative. And is Nevin mulliganing, or has he drawn yet?
I don't think he's drawn yet. If he did it real fast and decided he was done with that hand. But I think he's still shuffling.
Still shuffling, okay.
It's interesting that the playmats, in spite of being two completely different ones, are so color matched. The exact same palette.
Yep. Andrew representing the Boston Invitational 2 mat for the Battle of Seattle, which was a very cool event. And then Nevin on Ray. Alright, so it looks like oh, he did mulligan. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, digging for that right hand.
Someone is lost.
I got some Siri telling directions right now. Okay, so I think Nevin's trying to figure out what is he going to
decide on his other
resource.
resource.
Let's see here. We got Rex is going into the row. All right, fist
All right.
bump, and here we go.
All right. Start off with Karis and Karis.
Karis and Karis. That's a very good turn one play for Yohanan. Alright, so let's see, it looks like
Still trying to decide what to resource on both sides.
this is the point in the tournament where every decision matters, and we've been at this since 11 a.m. So mental
11
fatigue is
a.m.
going to become a thing.
It's now 7:15 p.m.
Right. So that just compounds it even further. But both seasoned players, I know they can pull through here. All right, so we got Karis going to base. Okay,
Red 5 coming down on Andrew's side of the board.
Right.
And I got a red 5 mirroring on the opposite side of the board. And now Karis goes to base to bring everything back into perfect symmetry.
Yep. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Nevin keeps the initiative.
Yep. So now the difference here is Andrew going to play Kiati? Let's see, no, he doesn't even have the
Doesn't have
force.
the force yet. So.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, so it looks like Nevin's decided he's going to be the aggressor. And, well...
Yep, we're just continuing to symmetrically move with the same units, doing the exact same thing so far.
Yep. So does it come down to whoever started first is eventually going to be the winner because they got the last action? Or
Oh, no.
okay, now we're getting some variance here.
Got the heroic arc doing what it can only do in Han.
Okay, so
We
now
got Poe.
now we got some virgins here. Yeah, so I think heroic arc is a pretty good card that is I think a lot of people are sleeping on. But Nevin getting that Poe out is pretty big.
That's what I was expecting there, to clear the red 5 off, so you can't get rid of the heroic arc first thing next turn.
Yep.
Granted, if Nevin wants it gone, he still can toss a card with Poe.
This is true. I think this.
But he's got to pay the card.
Right, he's got to pitch something. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a huge round because we both have our flips going on. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I apologize.
Yes, we have less background noise in the store than we did before. Gotta keep the volume down.
Alright, so let's see. Nevin swinging with Poe, making a decision about what he's going to do. Alright, so looks like discarding Let's Call It War to deal 2 to the red 5. And go to base.
So red 5's going to swing in and put some damage on Poe.
Yep, definitely got to get Poe off the board or it's going to be a problem. Alright, so we're at 18 to 12. Okay, so we're going to trade into Poe.
Karis is going to trade into Poe. Doesn't look like there was disclosed for the spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was worried about. That's why I claimed. I saw the 2 blasts in your deck. I knew you had them.
Sounds like a.
I was worried about the swing.
Hearing the other match over at table 2.
Yep, over there we had Gar ACL versus Sabe Tarkentown.
And Han flips into Han flipping.
Alright, so Shirt's going to get in the way there. Which I can't tell. Does Andrew have the force?
No. There has been no force units
No
on the
force
board on
units,
his
yeah.
side.
I'm trying to figure out what that token on the middle is.
I think that is being the force token. It's just not
It's
showing
not
the
active.
side with the force.
Right, okay. So, Han and Karis. Oop.
Yep. So disclose Luke and Outer Rim Constable.
Great, so Anakin's going to take out
Sure.
Chert. And there's the Luke. So now Nevin needs to get some units back on the board here to maintain control. And there goes one less. Oh, you can always play another Anakin. So 15 to 18 still pretty neck and neck.
Alright. Brings it to 18 on both bases.
Although Nevin does have a little bit more runway with the 30 HP, but
Yes.
alright, so charging base trying to close out the game there. Let's see. One more swing from Anakin is lethal.
Yep.
So Andrew deciding his choices. Can't really see what's in his hand there.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, something's got to be done about Anakin. Alright, so he's going to decide to swing base. 21. Oh, there it goes. Red 5.
Those pesky daring raids. So itinerant warrior.
But unfortunately, off the force, so cannot restore 3. Or heal 3.
Yes.
Oh no, another loop. Alright, so we're gonna minus. I think has Nevin decided what he's gonna minus, or is he?
I don't
he's
think so.
Still
He must still
considering.
be considering.
Hmm.
Okay, so Han's going to come off the board.
Oh, and there's a turret to block the way.
So we're going into 8 resources.
Yeah. So turret's off the board and 3 more health is.
And Anakin is threatening lethal. And Anakin is killed by aggressive negotiation.
Aggressive negotiations. Can't tell how many cards are in Andrew's hand, but obviously enough to kill Anakin. Really? Oh, okay, Bo-Katan. So there goes the Itinerant Warrior, and then a +1 is getting put on to Luke.
Yep, we're going to game 2.
Okay. So not quite what I was expecting from a Han 2 deck in terms of using. It seems like the Force is not really that necessary or relevant to the game plan. Either that or none of Force units were drawn.
I'm thinking I'm leaning towards the latter, that just not enough of the early ones were drawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got into the mid-game, and the ones that came down were just off the board before they ever got to swing.
Right.
With the exception of the Itinerant Warrior and Anakin there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for every Karis or Red 3 you play, that's one less Force unit that can get you the Force on that base. Although it was pretty funny to watch the exact mirror match of I'll play this unit, I'll play that unit. And
Yes.
but eventually, yeah, we hit some divergence and both executed their game plans.
I'm trying to remember what deck I was playing where I had that experience where I played into the mirror match, and for the first 3 turns we just dropped the exact same units and did the exact same things with them.
I know what that is. I'll play one too. So here in Cool Stuff Miami, we've got stores kind of winding down. We had a couple. It seems like Magic players came in to see what's all this hubbub with Star Wars going on.
Yep, we're. I don't know. I'd assume that they're still open for a little while here.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see the game that's going on table 2. Are they still? They are still going.
They're still going. You'd think this match would be quicker, but yeah, I guess it's still going on. All right, so
It is possible that they're going into game 3 and not 2, but
this is yep.
it's also possible they found a way for that to be slow. Sometimes that happens.
Yep. Yeah, definitely in the top 4 you want to think about it and make your choices deliberately.
But sometimes just the decks and the draws line up perfectly to where nobody manages to do any damage for an extended period of time, too.
This is true. Okay. So, deciding mulliganing.
Definitely been a long day here
Yes.
in Miami.
Yep. It's culminating to the top 4 and then the finals. Yeah, a lot of good, a lot of variety of decks.
Yeah, there's a very wide variety of decks here today.
We had one Java leader played by, was that Saber 4?
Yes.
Saber 4 on Java.
I think, yeah, in the whole run of 6 rounds in Swiss, I don't think I played a single duplicate leader.
Yeah, let me see here. I think the same could be said for me.
Like even when there were similar archetypes, there was still quite a variety of leaders filling that spot.
Yeah.
Playing a little bit differently.
As evidence here, where we have same leader but different game plans. Oh, okay.
All
So,
right, we got the
here's Nevin's list.
Nevin's deck list to display here.
Let's see.
And there's Andrew's deck list. So was I right?
So yeah, we got
Yeah,
some
there
Yaddles.
were some early units that just didn't come out.
All right. So here we go.
So we're ready to start game 2.
Starting up. Grogu. And there's a turn 1 Karis. Yep. Bye bye, Karis.
Grogu is doing Grogu things.
Yes.
Let's just close red 5, and then Spy is going to swing into Grogu.
Get out of here, Grogu. Alright, so we're going to cheat out an Itinerant Warrior. Okay, red 5 is going to be a 5. Oh, already we're seeing a different game than the first time, so.
Very different game.
Alright, so we're going to move some damage. Oh, interesting.
Protecting his units from the red 5 ability there. Itinerant Warrior's going to clean the Spy off, which makes sense. Now he's got the Force. And we've got Poe. I think Poe on turn 3 is one of the most powerful things that Han 2 does.
Enjoy it now. This is a Force Lightning.
Is gonna end the Grogu show and clear Itinerant Warrior off by tossing a card. Flip prompted by Han Flip.
I see your flip and I'll match you.
There comes Anakin.
Which is kind of -6 because of the Force Lightning. I'm sorry, yeah, Force Lightning and Itinerant Warrior. There's a heroism.
And there's another Poe.
Wow, okay, this one's undamaged. Alright, moving on to the next round. So, Poe says, "Get out of here, hon."
Yeah, this is playing very differently than the last game did.
Sure.
Anakin's gonna trade with Poe.
No.
And there's Rex. Monday, drawing cards.
Draw some cards. Followed up with Karis. So Karis proving to be a pretty valuable rare from this set. Which, with him being a rebel tag, is going to pay off a lot more with Lawless Time, I imagine. Or even further, I would say.
Right there's Ogdo Bogdo.
So what's Anakin gonna minus?
Who's gonna kill Karos?
And no reveal for no spy.
Got the force back and got Rex out of the way.
It's a pretty big turn. So in our other match, we had Gar ECL took down Sabe Tarkentown. So Matt Torres moving on to the finals. Ogdo to base. Uh-oh, here comes the Crate Dragon. What you gonna do about it? So yeah, this is a pretty delicate spot to be in with
Yeah.
nearly half of Andrew's HP is, or actually over half of Andrew's HP is taken away. So if there's an answer for Crate, now would be a pretty good time to do it.
Negotiations is going to.
Oh, just one shy of killing the Crate. And then, where's that damage going? Onto the Ogdo Bogdo.
Should kill Ogdo. And there goes the Crate. In exchange for is it 4 or 3 damage. It was 4 damage to base.
So he got rid of the Crate, but it was at a cost, and 9 away from lethal. Oh, now a 4-way. Uh-oh. Okay, Church's gonna help block the way there, and he does have the force. So let's see, can Evan apply more pressure? All right, so we're cheating.
Play Heroic Arc to answer Heroic Arc.
And it does swing for 4. Oh.
And we have another Heroic Arc to answer that Heroic Arc.
Wheel goes round and round. All right, so I think all of our arcs have been played. Got a Cassian smuggled out and swung in real quick.
1 damage to turret.
But Andrew is off the force, so he'll have to get a turret swing in if he wants to maintain the force.
So I'm writing it up here. Let's see if this is going to be what I think it's going to be. Don't want to say just in case they can hear me.
Yep. So there's that church swing, and the force is with him. Yep, so there we go. Force is off. Alright, so Chert pulling some weight here. Nevin's just gotta bring him down in order to get that damage in. And that's a pretty good answer.
Yep.
Another turret.
Well, that gets through this turn.
Oh.
And then, but there's no way to
looks
prevent.
So Nevin and Matt will be in the finals. Very cool match to watch the two Hans going at each other.
Yes. Definitely played
Yeah, played
very differently, even though the card list is only a little different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like
Those
Chert definitely pulled a lot of weight.
25% of cards that changed made a very big change in how the deck played, at least in this matchup.
Exactly. All right, well, stay tuned for the finals. And, yep. So with, so we got Han versus Gar. What do you think there? Oh well, with Han versus Gar, I think it's looking for either player.
I'm honestly not sure in that one.
Yeah, it seems like they're both kind of playing a linear game, so we'll kind of know the beats to expect. But I think if Gar can go tall with some of his things, it's going to be pretty hard for Han.
Yeah, I've never gotten to watch that matchup before.
Gar also has access to Overwhelming Barrage, which is going to be huge for all those damaged units.
Yes, yes, it will.
It's like Han's doing the work for him. For those who are interested, you can check out 2 to Base on our YouTube channel. We've got our boy Gudo, who is releasing a lot of cool content. Just recently we did a video about the new set spoilers. So
I think there'll probably be another one of those before too much longer because we didn't go through a lot of the units at all. We only briefly touched on a few of them.
okay,
And there's still
there's
a lot
still
more spoilers to come.
I'm sure there's still more more juicy cards to be revealed. Already this set is looking very cool. I'm just so impressed with all the legendaries, and the multicolor aspects is definitely going to bring the game into a new space to explore.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot. There's multiple new leaders that I'm already excited to build decks
Yep.
with.
It's like, what can we do?
All right, so we're gonna sign off here now. Nope.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the finals coming up. This has been 2 to Base, Sean,
And Ryan,
and catch you later.
Mike.
All right. Hi. Hello. I am Colby. I am Codameron, and I am here with the finals of... Oh, here I am. I'm Colby. I'm Codameron. I'm here with the finals. And Crispy, but he's leaving. With the finals of the Cool Stuff Miami Planetary Qualifier for Secrets of Power. This has been a fantastic day. We've seen a lot of really cool decks and a lot of incredible play from our players. We have in the finals Nevin, also known as Nerdle, going up against Matt Torres. We have Han 2, Blue, Blue 30, up against Gar Saxon ECL. Right now they are reading each other's deck lists, and I have seen some of these players play. I have seen these games, and really, the caliber of player today, after 6 sets and after all of these tournaments, this is a really, really high-quality game. These are going to be incredible players, and we're going to see incredible plays. Here are some deck lists. This is what Nevin's on. Notice the 3 Bo-Katan and the 1 crate in the main, but 2 crates in the side. Hold on 1 second. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do one more thing. And then here is the Gar Saxon list. The Gar Saxon list, we are seeing lots of shield. We're seeing lots of effects that deal more damage. We're realizing that there's a lot of really incredible power coming out of these decks. And what we're going to see a lot of is, will the Gar Saxon player be able to stick his units with his shields? And will the Han Solo player be able to mitigate the damage using Village Protector, using Captain Rex, using minus effects like Luke, Anakin, and Bo-Katan to prevent, to keep his health high? Now we'll also see Rick's Road. We'll see the 30 HP base on Nevin's side. I want to see if that extra 5 health is impactful. Is the difference in finding a victory here. Nevin not on the Force base, not playing Chirrut, not playing... is playing Itinerant Warrior as a full 3x. As just a 4/4 shielded. Turns out, that's good enough. So, I love looking at inflection points. I love looking at big critical moments. What are we looking for in this game? We're going to be looking at the Gar Saxon turn, when Gar Saxon comes out. We're going to be looking at Energy Conversion Lab. We're going to be seeing when Gar Saxon chooses to ambush a card. Ambush probably that Darth Vader, but also what other cards could Gar Saxon come out with and take out Nevin's units. Another thing I'm going to be looking at is how the Han 2 player uses their residual damage. Han Solo able to do lots of ping damage with the Restored Arc, with the Grogu, with the Daring Raids, with Let's Call It War, and with the Red 5. Lots of residual damage coming out of the Han Solo list. How is that going to impact the Gar Saxon's board? Will it take off the shield and reduce the damage? Will it go to units that already have their shields off so that they can get otherwise defeated? Also, will Han Solo be able to bypass these shields by just taking the stats of the units down to 0? Gar Saxon only buffing the attack power, the power of that unit, not the health. We want to see how Nevin is going to utilize his cards. Also, the Poe Dameron. No ECL, no ambush coming out from Poe with Nevin's list, but Poe still able to hit the board. If Matt doesn't have an overwhelming barrage or a craving power, that Poe might be able to get its damage in and defeat a shield, do a ton of damage to Energy Conversion Lab. Doing 6 to 8 damage to that base really brings it closer to ending the game a lot more quickly. I want to see how aggressive this Gar Saxon deck can be, because although Nevin has more of a top end, lots of 7s in Luke, 6s in 6 in Anakin and Captain Rex, 7 in Luke, and then 9s in both Krayt Dragon and Bo-Katan. Will he be able to get up that far? Will that extra 5 health on the base be the difference in that? And will Nevin need that extra reach at the end to win the game? A card that we didn't see in the last matchup was the Phantom. Nevin has multiple turn 1 plays that are very powerful. There's the Grogu, which does damage, but both Ogdo Bogdo and Phantom can be 5 power threats on turn 1. If you can dodge lanes or get efficient trades with that Ogdo Bogdo and that Phantom, then those can do a lot of damage very quickly. 5 damage is 20% of this entire base. Nevin could turn the corner and suddenly be a very aggressive list. So I think I think that Nevin has lots of tools. I think the Han 2 list has lots of tools for this Gar-Saxon list. And I think that the Gar-Saxon list is going to have to figure out where to use its powerful tools to hopefully do what it did in the top 8, clear multiple units all at once. Both these players are very methodical, very careful, considering all of their lines, resourcing very carefully. And right now they're still shuffling. I know that their nerves are very high. My nerves are kind of high. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes. I want to make sure... Yeah. A card I want to see the impact of in this matchup is the Power of the Dark Side. Gar-Saxon has this card to defeat a unit of Nevin's, and there aren't a ton of units that Nevin will have that will be unimpactful. There's things like the Karis, which is great to make a spy and love getting defeated. He has the Outer Rim Constable, which will get a unit, an enhancement off the board. So here is that Karis. Karis matching up with that Secretive Sage, which I really love this interaction, where normally 3/2s in this game have been easy pickings for the 2/2 shielded units, just a clean kill for the Secretive Sage. But Karis is able to make another spy on defeat, and it comes in ready. So if the Secret Sage hits Karis, the spy comes out, and suddenly the spy can take out the Sage. It is a clean 1-for-1 trade, but it's really a new dimension on the interaction. So Nevin taking it right to the base. 3 damage right off the bat is a lot more impactful on a 25 health base than a 30. And the Secret Sage also saying, yep, I don't want to do that trade. I don't want to get destroyed by this spy, not get my value in. So going right to the base. Nevin responding. Now, Nevin is playing what is functionally a 4/2 with a shield. This is something that only the Han 2 deck can play, because normally this would cost 4. And here's that Power of the Dark Side. This Karis is exactly what I was looking for. The Karis coming out and not being as affected, but really mitigating the effect of that Power of the Dark Side. And Nevin choosing to use that spy to take out the Secretive Sage. So Nevin has this 4/2 shielded unit for 3 cost. And Matt on Gar-Saxon also has a 3/3 unit, which kind of functioned as a 4/3 with a shield because of his leader. Both these players are playing above their power curve, playing a much stronger unit than should be normally available to them on this cost, both with a shield. I find Nevin's choice interesting to take the spy into the Secretive Sage. It does open him up to another Power of the Dark Side on his 4/2, on his 4/4 Itinerant Warrior with damage. But Nevin clearly valuing taking off that shield from the Secretive Sage. Maybe he has some of those pings that we were talking about. Maybe a Grogu, maybe a Restored Arc. Something to take that unit out now that it's already lost the shield. I want to see the impact of trading the spy for the shield instead of 2 damage, which is very impactful on a 25 health base, of course. So Nevin going right in, going right for that base, knows that that damage is valuable. I'm sure that he'll deal with the units as necessary, and I want to see what Matt's up to. Not another power, but here is Matt's version of the Itinerant Warrior. Again, a 3/3 with a shield in Gar's hands is really a 4/3. Here's Nevin playing red 5. Both players not having 4 resources to play. Oh, Nevin has a 1 cost? Let's see it. Nevin has paid an additional $1 for something. It seems like it seems like Matt has taken the initiative. And Matt is trying to figure out exactly what to do with the damage. Now, just so you're all aware, Nevin is tracking his damage on his base, but Matt is tracking it on the tablet, on the screen right next to him. So the 7 and 5 that we can see on the Energy Conversion Lab on our screens is visible to the players, even though there are no dice on Matt's base. This is visible to the players. Nevin decides to play Daring Ray with his last $1, and instead of taking out the Secret Sage, instead of taking out this unit, he actually takes the shield from the unit, from the Outer Rim Constable, the Outer Rim Outlaws, making it less powerful now that it's unequipped. here's the OB from Matt, and this is something that we saw a lot of in our earlier rounds. Using that OB, that overwhelming barrage, to take out multiple units on his opponent's board with cross lanes. Normally that red 5 would be very hard to access, but that overwhelming barrage able to reach across the lane. And what's interesting here is Nevin did reduce the power of this outer rim unit. So now it's got only 5 power instead of 6 because of that shield from Gar-Saxon. But it was still, that 5 damage was still enough for the OB, the overwhelming barrage, to take out both of Nevin's unit and the shield and the itinerary warrior. Ultimately, Nevin will take less damage from this unit, and I want to see what he does on his $5 turn, because this is, I almost missed it, this is Han's flip turn. This is the 5 resource turn where Han flips over, and now Han isn't threatened on this board. So, Han reducing the cost of Anakin. You jumping in? Alright, so Han jumping in. Han dropping Anakin in. Anakin is now a 5/5. He has 2 damage on him. And he does -3/-3 to a unit when he lands. Now, this is, I think, it's a little bit unfortunate. He already wasted his ping damage on the shield of that Secret Sage. But it's alright. Matt is taking the conservative route to hit the Itinerant Warrior, understanding that 4 damage on his 7 base with 7 damage is actually a lot. And that unit's not dead yet, it's got 4 damage on it, it's going to die soon. Interestingly, Anakin would not have been able to take out that unit because the -3 from Anakin and the +2 from the overwhelming barrage were off at the same time. So, we've come to the conclusion that Nevin is still pressuring. Nevin is doing the thing that Han 2 Blue does, playing units and advancing the board state at the same time. Nevin's had slightly better units and been able to take out the shields, which makes Matt look at the board and say, you know, I'm not getting my full value when I attack without an enhancement, so I might as well pass and do something else with my turn. So here comes the crackback. Here comes the big turn from Matt. 6 resources, Energy Conversion Lab, Gar-Saxon, the leader's coming out, we have Darth Vader coming in, giving a shield. It's a whole complicated thing, but he basically kills the leader and Anakin, and doesn't take any damage because he took it all on the shield. Additionally, this is a critical turn for Nevin. If he's holding Luke Skywalker, which costs 7, Luke Skywalker can't come out now that Han Solo has been defeated. He can't use his ability exactly on this one turn. Oh, this is a huge play by Nevin. So, oh man, this is a great play. So Nevin having 2 3-cost units instead of the 7-cost unit that he can't play. So the Village Protectors comes out. The Phantom comes out with as a 3/3, not getting damage reduced. That's fine. It's just a 3/3 in space. It can eat a 2/2. The Village Protectors, Gar-Saxon can't swing into it. Vader's going to kill that thing anyway because it has a shield. It's automatic. It's free for Darth Vader. He kills things with shields. So Nevin playing the Village Protectors kind of stops 2 attacks, one from the Gar-Saxon on its flip turn, and the Darth Vader attack from going to base. It's a really efficient play. And then here's Captain Rex. What a great follow-up. So Captain Rex now having Sentinel, when played and on attack, and he gives himself, so he must be attacked, and he says Gar-Saxon has to be attacked, but Nevin doesn't care. Nevin's got a spaceship. Gar-Saxon doesn't want to hit into Rex. Gar-Saxon only has 7 health. Captain Rex has 7 damage. Matt has tools in his deck to counter this. Nevin did not reduce the health of Captain Rex on play, which means that any overwhelming barrage or, well, the Craving Power would take out Captain Rex. It would give +2/+2 to Gar-Saxon, but since it's an enhancement, it would give it another +1. That's not great. Matt is checking his resources. We know he smuggles a couple of cards, notably Lumpike, not very impactful here, but also Hotshot Blaster. That would give another way to give +2 to Gar-Saxon, but also give another +1 because he is enhanced now. That would trade the leader for the enhancement, and then the enhancement go to hand because of the leader effect, which I think is a great use of Captain Rex. But instead we see timely intervention from Matt, smuggling in Krennic. Okay. So Matt doesn't have any of his really powerful cards. So instead he brings in Krennic, has a shield, so he's a 3. Gar Saxon now is able to hit Captain Rex and trades for that unit. I think this is a great trade for Nevin. It's still kind of scary. Okay, and Nevin still has an extra damage. So, okay. Nevin traded 1 card for his opponent's leader and another unit and Timely. And then played another daring rate to make the trade complete. Nevin now has 7 or 8 resources. We're on 8 now. So Nevin is in the realm where he can play things like Bo-Katan and Crate Dragon. We know that Nevin runs 3 Bo-Katan in the main deck. There's only 1 Crate Dragon on the side. And I'm not sure if what Nevin's afraid of right here. I would be afraid of emergency powers making that axe was very large. He does have Fell the Dragon, hasn't played any yet, but here's Luke Skywalker. -3/-3, 2 or 3 cost unit, facing off against Darth Vader. And Luke, being a 6/7 with all of his health, a little bit stronger than Darth Vader. Oh, but here's the shuttle, the ST-149. ST-149, yeah, comes in with the shield, gives it to Luke. Now, why would you give your opponent a shield? Well, when Darth Vader attacks, he takes out a shield on a unit, or a unit with a shield on it. So, oh man. So, Luke dies, and Nevin takes another 5 damage space. Very, very efficient play by Matt. This is a trick that I haven't seen from him yet, and he only had to pay $4 for that, 4 resources for that. He actually has another follow-up play in addition. This is a great turn by Matt. Now, to compensate, he does have 16 damage on his base. This Phantom on the side has been doing a lot of residual damage. Matt is making up really good ground and really taking out units very efficiently with this Darth Vader and his timely intervention. But his damage is ticking up very, very quickly. This Phantom is unanswered, and it might go down this turn. But the question is going to be, the question for me is, will Matt start taking out the board, which we see he does, or will he start hitting the base? So, Nevin, very interesting play. Plays the Restored Arc 170, damaging it with Han, so it's actually active. Really great synergy there. If you're not playing Han with this card, you should be playing this card. It's a 4/3, but now it's a 4/1. Does 2 damage, but he doesn't take out the unit. He takes out the shield on Iden, again reducing the damage available to Matt. And then Nevin again, just playing threats, mitigating damage from Matt's board, and Matt can't leave Poe Dameron. Matt takes a lot of resources in his Craving Power to take out the Restored Arc, or the Heroic Arc, and then plays Emergency Powers on Iden. Just, hey, it's time, the board is mine, I'm getting my damage in. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from Iden, +2, +1, so that's 7 damage to Nevin. Now with Vader and Iden and the shuttle, there's a lot of damage that Matt has in facing down Nevin. I think that there are some plays in Nevin's deck that can get him out of this. I think Bo-Katan is a really great option. It would take out both Darth Vader, he only has 2 health remaining, and the shuttle, and it would reduce the damage Iden does for a turn. And it would make a very big unit. But Matt might have Power the Dark Side or some other answer to that unit, but Nevin needs a big play here. He only needs one more big, solid swing to win the game, and Matt does have lethal damage on board. I'm not counting it, but I know it's lethal. It only needs to be 13. Okay, we'll count it. I see 5, 6, 7, 8 from Vader, 7 more from Iden. It's a lot of damage. Nevin with 4 resource play. What's coming down? It's another Itinerant Warrior. This is a not very proactive play. I'm not sure what the game plan is on this. Leaving Nevin with 1 in hand and 4 resources, I think that Matt looks a little bit confused at this. Like, I still have my Darth Vader. I'm going to go to base with it. It looks like he might have turned the corner, and the Itinerant Warrior just kind of dies. Oh, and this is why. Because after Darth Vader kills the unit with the shield, that's the only bait that he could have taken. Now, Iden can't clear this unit with the shield. And the shuttle can't get through for enough damage. If the shuttle hits, Aiden will hit into the shielded guy, and Nevin will have one more shot to take out Darth Vader and find that answer. Now, this is a real Hail Mary play, and I think Nevin used both cards in his hand, so he's really top decking and looking for the best answer. Matt has really full reign to find exactly the tools he needs. Okay, so he brings in another Darth Vader, which defeats the first one, is able to ambush and attack into this village protector, and that's the game. Nevin unable to stop this board, which it seemed like Nevin had a really great start to this game, and at some point it slipped away from him. Really, it was Matt bringing in this really great play of this Darth Vader, giving Nevin's units shields, and Darth Vader being able to pressure the base while also dealing tons of damage to Nevin's board, taking out his units without really having any consequence. This is the way that Matt's deck is designed, is to utilize this Darth Vader to really leverage these shields. And Nevin, understanding this, taking out all these shields, really trying to delay as much as possible. Now, is this a misplay? I think this was a strategy by Nevin. He made some choices which ended up being questionable, which ended up he didn't win. And could he have played differently to win that game? I'm not sure. I think that Matt really efficiently used all of his units, like finding that timely intervention Krennic to take out the Rex was huge. Willing to trade his leader for that unit while maintaining his Darth Vader. And Nevin having very tricky plays where after the fact he's playing down his threats and his sentinels. Really making Matt have the answers, and he did. Matt also presenting huge threats. The Vader, the Axe Wolves, the Shuttle, all of these things, and the Iden was the nail in the coffin. All of these things were able to, were threatening Nevin's board state and Nevin's life total. And Nevin just wasn't able to put in enough damage to take out Matt before the end of the before he lost himself. I'll also say that I don't think that the Rick's Road additional help mattered in that matchup. This wasn't a matter of a game of inches. This was a game of... Oh, that's really loud. Sorry. Okay. This was a game of board state. This was a game of really understanding that... Wait, hold on. Oh, these microphones are way too good. I can't even move that. This was a game of board state. This was a game that Nevin saw his board and said, I'm going to mitigate the damage that you're sending to me and really reduce the effectiveness of your cards. And Matt says, hey, sometimes I don't need them to be fully effective. I still have Power of the Dark Side. I still have Darth Vader's effects. I still have Timely Intervention. I still have answers to both pressure your base and reach into both lanes and take out the threats that are coming at me. Looking at the sideboard, I think that the Felder Dragons absolutely come in from Matt. Maybe even the No Glory. More kill spells on efficient curves definitely come in. The Maul might come in. It trades evenly with the Luke Skywalker, but it trades favorably with the Anagans. That's a reasonable card to bring in. I just like Maul. I think he's a good card. From Nevin, I think it's a little bit more blurry. I'm not sure if the Krayt Dragons come in. I don't think the Cassians come in. Those are for Cad Bane. The Chams don't come in. Those are for ramp. There's no ramp in Matt's deck. I think the Rival's Fall could come in. There are shielded units. There's this Vader, which, if I'm looking at this list, or that last game, man, I'm afraid of that Vader. I need to have a tool that can kill that Vader if I need to. And I think Rival's Fall might be that tool. The big question for me is, does Nevin bring in more Krayt Dragons? Does Nevin think that he can slow down the game long enough for Krayt Dragon to come in and be impactful enough? Because even if you play the Krayt Dragon, that's not dealing with a threat on the board. You're not actually doing anything with that until your opponent has cards that they have to play. So you have to control the board first and then play the Krayt Dragon. And I'm not sure that Nevin's list can control the board well enough to play that Krayt Dragon safely, and knowing that the Felder Dragons are almost certainly coming in, hold on. Since the Great Dragons are almost certainly coming in, the Felder Dragons certainly. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, we are again in the finals. This is game 2 of a best of 3 series. And we are post sideboard. We are getting underway. Oh man, there's people on the chat. Hi everybody. Thanks everyone for tuning in. By the way, this has been a great stream. I want to shout out again the store, Cool Stuff Inc. Miami. Cool Stuff is just a pillar of the card gaming community for as long as I can remember. And the Miami location, really wonderful. They brought in world level judges to judge this event, to referee this event. They have professional cameras. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to SuperScroobs and running this really fantastic stream. The production quality of the hardware here and of the software, the bringing up cards as they're important, having correct labels and having just dynamic, clear visuals and excellent production value really goes a long way to running a really excellent event. That's enough for that. Back to the games. So we are in game 2 and we open up with a red 5 and a Krennic. Now, in game 1 we had lots of trading. We had a very interesting Secret Sage versus Karis Nemec interaction, very exciting. But here we have split lanes. Nevin is actually in space when Matt is on the ground. And Matt will have stronger, more powerful units to attack into Nevin, and they're going to be defended by those shields. And I'm wondering if Nevin is going to be able to deal with those units while not having a unit in that field. So, just like this, Nevin is playing the Restored Arc, taking out this shield on the Krennic, so he actually saves the damage on his base. Because of the sequencing that Matt chose to go with, Matt decided to power the dark side before Nevin could play his turn 2 play, guaranteed to kill the unit that the red 5 instead of something else that might be less impactful. Pays for it by not getting that 3rd damage on Nevin's base. Minor interactions, but these are the things that I'm looking for when I'm looking towards the end of the game. Did that 1 damage matter? Now that part of the dark side, killing that unit across the lanes, but I'm not sure how impactful that red 5 would have been. Will there be damage on Matt's units? I'm not sure. So, Nevin taking 4 damage to Matt's base, bringing him to 7, and Matt playing a quick Axe Wolves. And again, Nevin not playing a quick Daring Raid, letting Axe have his shield, letting Axe hang out, because Nevin is going to play Daring Raid to kill the Krennic and get another unit down. So Matt, just like he did in the top 8, is telegraphing, hey, I might play Emergency Powers, have a really big Axe Wolves, hit you a couple of times. Is that going to be smart? I'm not sure. Nevin has a deck with ways to kill large units, but here we go. Matt, again, playing this card, Overwhelming Barrage, a staple of the game, a staple since set 1, taking out both of Nevin's 1 health units. Matt, again, able to reach across lanes, taking out multiple units, and progressing his game state, having this very threatening Axe Wolves unit. Again, also, Nevin, on 5 resources, wants to play an Anakin, maybe. Deal -3/-3 to Axe Wolves, which would kill it, but the buff from Overwhelming Barrage will prevent that this turn. Nevin was expecting to get up to 9 damage this turn, and now it looks like he's getting up to 0 damage this turn. Maybe he'll flip his Han Solo leader. I mean, he'll do that at some point. But right now this Axe Wolf is looking to do 5 damage to Nevin's base, but still be a threat to get emergency powers or some sort of huge buff, deal even more damage in a turn or so. Nevin still, there it is. There's that Anakin. Reducing the power of Axe Wolves doesn't kill it. Would kill it normally, but won't because of the Overwhelming Barrage, and those effects wear off at the same time. But this again is Nevin's plan from the start. Mitigate damage on his base. Play as long as possible. Get to your bombs. Don't take the damage if you can't, if you can avoid it. I'm not sure what Matt's waiting for. I think he turns this unit sideways and hits base. There's no way he hits Anakin. I don't think that's... Why would Matt do anything but hit Anakin? Because we know that Nevin's going to flip his leader. Okay. Matt chooses to not swing, doesn't value that 2 damage, values a little bit of initiative and board state over all of that. All the effects wear off and the Axe Wolves lives, and importantly, Matt has the initiative. So his Axe Wolves is certainly going to live another turn, probably. And we're going into the 6 resource turn, which again is ECL, Darth Vader, Gar Saxon. Huge, huge turning point for this game. Nevin again on this turn. Last game lost, I think, exactly these 2 units to that play. And then played, I think it was 2 3-cost units? Or was this the turn that he played in the next turn he followed up with Captain Rex? Okay, so we have a different play this game. We don't have the Darth Vader right away. We have Craving Power, which is going to give +3/+3 to Axe Wolves because he's cool like that. He's going to take out Nevin's leader. And there it is. Now that Axe Wolf is big enough, he can get felled. He can fall over to this 4-power kill spell. And Nevin can continue pressuring Matt's base. Now, he's going to take some damage, probably, from Gar Saxon. But it's a lot more impactful when that 5 damage is a 5th of Matt's base. That's a lot more dangerous. Matt can't ignore this unit. He really has to claim instead of attacking with his leader for 4 damage. So let's keep track. This is twice now that Matt has passed damage on the board. Was even 3 times earlier on in the set. Matt very aware of the importance of initiative on these board states, but Nevin taking advantage of that to get more damage into the base. And again, Matt playing another enhancement to take out Nevin's unit and make a 7-power, what is it, a 7/9? Man, it's very large. And Nevin says, you know what? That's fine. I don't want to fight that guy. Hit my base. 7 apiece, up to 9. And Nevin says, I have 30 health. This is what it's for. I'm going to play Ogdo Bogdo. Another 5-power unit that's just going to threaten your base. Interesting that he couldn't play both Ogdo and the Phantom with damage. I think he might have if he could have. But Nevin playing in somewhat slow turn after getting, again, Craving Powered. And we're going to see, does Matt have another one of these 2-card answers from his list? An OB or a Vader with this ECL would both be effective in taking out Nevin's whole board. There's an argument that Nevin shouldn't have even played a ground unit because it takes away that Darth Vader option, but then he could ECL some space unit. Again, it comes down to what answer does Matt have? And we look, here it is. It's that Darth Vader with the shield, with the ambush, takes out 2 units. We've seen it before, but Nevin's ready for it. He's going to Luke, and he's not going to make the same mistake as he did in Game 1. He's going to take out Darth Vader and let Gar Saxon hit into him. He knows that Darth Vader is a big problem if it sticks around. So, he lets his Luke die to the Gar Saxon, functionally saving 7 damage on his base. And now it might be able to slow down a little bit. Because all of these plays, they're not face up, but both players know the interactions that we're dealing with here. Nevin is making it through these threatening pieces that Matt is playing. The Darth Vader ECL, the Gar Saxon, 2 Craving Powers, and an OB. Nevin is presenting his threats and forcing Matt to have it. So, 6 damage from Luke, plus -3/-3 from Anakin. This takes out Gar Saxon. Also, let's see if Matt remembers his trigger. I'm sure he does. There it is. That Craving Power does not go to the discard pile. It goes back to his hand. Very powerful tool. Doesn't exactly kill this Anakin yet, but there's that Fell the Dragon that came in from the sideboard. Nevin immediately taking initiative. Matt's sitting here on another 5 resources. What's he going to do with it? 4 resources for the shuttle. Give it a shield. this is a position that Nevin found himself in the last game. Finally getting up to these higher resource count numbers so he can play his Bo-Katan, he can play his Crate Dragon, but the board isn't his anymore. And he dealt 15 damage to the Energy Conversion Lab. He did 15 damage, but where is he getting the rest of it? Is a Crate Dragon enough? Is a Bo-Katan enough? What's the play? It's Rex. Rex says, I'm a Sentinel. The Secret Sage is not getting through me, and Rex is going to wall you. Now, Rex has 7 health, so that Craving Power doesn't actually have enough damage, even with the +2 boost, on any of these units to take it out for free. So Matt's going to have to find a way to efficiently deal with this unit, or just go around it. This is a great game. By the way, great players, great plays, and both of them asking very hard questions of their opponents, and them having the answers that they needed. Here's the Craving Power. So I think that this is the inefficient, but still effective play. 6 damage to the Rex. And then an Itinerant Warrior. So Rex is effectively taking that 6 damage, not dying, and going to save 3 damage from the Secret Sage. Nevin now gets to play a second unit, this Itinerant Warrior. And although Matt does have another 5 resources, what's it going to be? An OB. OB takes the shield. So we were looking for which answer Matt has. Turns out we knew about one of them, and he had both of them. So for 10 resources on the 10 resource turn, he's able to play both Haymaker effects. And instead of hitting Nevin's base, he says, you know what? I'm hitting your unit. I don't need the 3 damage from my Secret Sage. I have a billion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Taking Nevin to 20, I believe. So this is where that extra 5 health and those 6 damage points that Matt skipped earlier in the match come into play. Matt isn't threatening lethal because he took initiative to maintain and create this board state. This was a play decision by Matt. He is further behind because he chose this route. And Nevin says, you know what? My answer is Crate Dragon. If you don't deal with this, it will kill you. And next turn. And it is not actively threatening anything, but it is preventing, it is threatening some damage. So here is the response. Crate Dragon. Crate Dragon is saying, I'm going to deal damage to your unit if you play a card. Matt plays a Hot Shot Blaster. Only one cost. Nevin only gets 1 damage from the Crate Dragon. Not enough to stop the Secret Sage. Secret Sage is 5 to base because it's +2 from the Hot Shot and +1 from Gar. And then the ship has 6 damage. That's enough to get Nevin even through the extra health on the base. And that is our match. Matt Torres finishing this out. Our champion of Miami. Congratulations to Matt Torres bringing Gar Saxon Energy Conversion Lab and taking down the field. Fun fact, I played him in round 1, and he beat me. I didn't play too well today, but really great set. Congratulations, everyone. Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt. Do you want to say hi? We're going to say hi to Matt and congratulate him on his win.
Put the headset on?
Matt, yeah, jump on in.
Sure. Hey.
Hey, what a run. Congratulations.
Right? Thank you. Gosh. Did not expect to be here at all because I played my opponent in Swiss and our games were not close. I got 2-0'd super handily.
Yeah?
I was not prepared.
How did that go and how did you adjust for this set?
I played a lot more defensively for sure because it's weird for me because I came from basically only playing Saxon Yellow for the last entire time that you could play Saxon Yellow.
Yeah.
And having to adjust to not being the aggro player has been a weird experience for me for sure. But this was definitely a match where I was not the aggro player, and I needed to recognize that because he's playing a bunch of top end control cards, but the purpose of those cards is to clear my board and hit me before I can win the game. Yeah. Because that's why you're on Han. That's why you're.
And I casted 2 of your games. I casted these, and I casted your top 8, and I played against you. And I noticed your very effective ability to not only use your multi-kill cards, your Vader, your OB, your Craving Power, but also the timely intervention. You have some very creative timelies that really put the math in your favor, and you are always presenting threats to your opponent that, although you were playing defensively, although you were playing in a way to control the board, you were still threatening the game every time.
Yeah. The idea was to still try and be as proactive as possible while definitely, not losing the board state to decks like this, which is not an easy task.
Can you explain to people watching what is it about Gar Saxon that you enjoy, and what do people make mistakes about? Why Gar Saxon, and what can you shed light on that other people might not understand about the leader?
I think the biggest thing with Saxon that was like my immediate draw was, even back in set 4, like 3/3s for 2 are amazing, and Saxon gets to play the most of them. And being able to be in that position is such an advantage on turn 1 right off the gate. And then you're still following up the curve with better units that don't lose to board-based interaction. You'll never get traded into effectively. It has to be events. It has to be effects. You can't just get 1-for-1 forever because of the shields. Exactly.
And why green? Oh, I mean, I've seen a lot of blue-green villainy. Why green in this meta at this time instead of yellow?
I think it's 2 combinations. One is that Vader ECL is incredibly well positioned with how much mid-range there is right now. And as is, of course, OB and Craving Power. Like, all the green cards here are in a super good spot. Also, I think Saxon Yellow is just not in a very good spot, unfortunately. It is my pet deck, is what I wanted to be here on, but, Lurking Tie is not invincible right now. There's so many effects that kill Lurking Tie between, No Glories, Anakins from any of these, Luke. There's so many easy ways to out any line with Lurking Tie, and unfortunately, the temporary pump spells from Yellow just also don't line up into this much more attrition-based metagame.
That's true. And, with this being one of the last tournaments of set 6 and of this first rotation, Gar Saxon is going to rotate. Who are you going to play?
Personally, it is my hope to just play Eternal. We shall see how that pans out, because apparently now I technically have an invite to Worlds.
Yeah, you do. You've earned an invite to Worlds.
And if that's Premier, I guess I'll be playing some Premier.
Maybe you can play it all.
We'll see what happens.
Anything else you're excited about? Anything else you want to say about the tournament? I've been talking really nicely. Cool Stuff put on a great show.
Oh gosh, yeah. I've been coming to this this chain of LGSs for most of my entire career, playing any card game at all. 15 years ago, playing Vanguard for the first time.
Wow.
Was a Cool Stuff location. Love these guys. It's been great being here. It was definitely worth the 4-hour drive from Central Florida to get here. And yeah, I'm glad to end on a high note, because I don't know what else is really local to me for this set at all. So it was super nice to be able to come out with a win. I'm looking forward to the next set. There's a lot of really good blue-green shielded stuff. I hope that it lets me play Saxon, ECL, and Eternal alongside the unbanned Bobas, Jangos, and so on.
Well, Matt, congratulations. You've done it.
Thank you.
We'll see you at the World Championships. And again, thanks to Cool Stuff for hosting this wonderful event.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Thanks to Scroobs and everyone for running this fantastic tournament. I don't know if you guys have anything else to say in the booth over there, but that's all I have. Again, I'm Colby. I'm Co Dameron. Thanks again to Cool Stuff. Thanks to the Bothans. And thanks to the South Florida board, LCG, not the LCG, the SWU community, the Star Wars community, because a bunch of great people always make the drive coming out and playing the games.
It's so nice to have such a nice attitude with everyone here.
No kidding.
It's easy to take for granted, but I try not to.
And also, shout out to anyone else who wasn't able to make their PQ this weekend. I'm sure it'll be postponed and rescheduled. Stay safe, stay warm. If you're feeling really cold, you're always welcome to come play cards in Florida. I'm wearing a T-shirt.
It's 80 degrees outside.
It's nighttime. But yeah, I hope this has been a fun tournament for everyone to watch. And again, thanks to Cool Stuff, thanks to SuperScroobs, and I guess we'll all see you all next time. Bye.